you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing this Siren makeup look, and what I kind of wanted to do was do a different level of a mermaid. So the last video we had a pretty storybook mermaid. This time we kind of have a in-between Siren where you're kind of like, ooh, she kind of cute looking, but also at the same time, she could eat my face. You know, that kind of terror level. So I came up with this and I really like how it looks, you know, kind of incorporating some gills on the neck. But, you know, I feel like she's kind of creepy. I don't know. Would you jump into the ocean for this? Please? Anyways, this video was mostly to challenge myself to try and take one kind of creature and have 3 different versions of it and try and elevate it each time. So this one, I really like how it turned out. I'm kind of upset because the camera really isn't doing it justice. It definitely looks more blue in person and it looks really neat. Part of me kind of wishes I had sclera contact lenses because these are cool, but at the same time my eyes started freaking out, so then it turned red, and you know, things have just been happening during this makeup look, but it's also 4 a.m. so can't really complain. Probably is a factor in this entire journey. Also, I do show you guys in this video how to create that webbed fin hand look, and it's kind of been a while since I made it and put it on my hand that it already came off. So I'm sorry I don't have the finished product to show you guys. It's probably in some footage somewhere that I will try and show you guys because it did work. It's just, I move my hands too much when I speak. So anyways, sorry for my rambling. If you guys are interested in seeing how you can achieve this Siren inspired makeup look, just keep watching. So to start off, we're going to be making the webbing for our hands. You're going to be needing some wax paper, latex, some baby powder. You're going to be needing a large fluffy brush for the baby powder, some scissors, a hair dryer, and of course, you're going to be needing some of these premium wedges. You can get these at basically any pharmacy or grocery store. Next, we're going to be laying out a piece of our wax paper and taking either a pencil or a Sharpie. I recommend something darker than a pencil and using a harder surface than something with basically a cloth topper. You're going to be tracing out the shape of your hand. I highly recommend using a felt tip marker of some sort, and then you're going to be doing the exact same thing with your right hand as well until you have a little outline looking just like this of both of your hands. Next, we're going to be dumping a little bit of latex into our tray before we apply that onto a sponge and start dabbing that onto the wax paper. You're going to be creating a rough circle around the shape of your fingers, about an inch down from where your finger or fingernail ends. This is going to be creating that nice looking webbing, and we're going to be cutting out the shape later, so go ahead and go a little crazy with this. It doesn't need to be pretty. To speed up the drying process between each layer, you can use a hair dryer. I personally did 5 layers of building this up, and I'm not gonna lie, I believe that was too thick. In my personal opinion, I would probably want to stick somewhere in a happy medium between 2 and 4, so probably about 3 layers I feel like would give you that nice thin webbing as opposed to it being too thick and it just looking like a pancake. Before we cut this out, you just want to make sure that it is no longer sticky, so this is where our baby powder comes into play. You're going to be applying a little bit of the baby powder right on top of the latex and thoroughly brushing through it using your makeup brush. You're going to be making sure that baby powder is all over this latex so that it is no longer sticky. Then we're going to be working on cutting it out. I just cut out a very rough shape around the shape of the latex before I decided to go in for the details and create the webbed look, which is basically kind of creating this right here. Next, in order to remove it from the wax paper, you're going to peel off a tiny edge of the latex from the wax paper, and you're going to be brushing latex on to the sticky side of the latex and slowly lifting it up, making sure to brush as you go to make sure that it is no longer sticky. And there you have 2 beautiful uncooked pancakes. Next, we're moving on to the application process. So we're going to be taking some latex and tissue paper, and you're going to be taking your tissue paper and ripping it in half, meaning you're going to be separating the 2 sheets in order to make it thinner. You're then going to be applying a little bit of latex onto your neck because we are going to be creating gills. We're now going to be applying a little bit of the tissue paper right on top and making sure to pull it taut so that we can actually glue it down to our face properly. You're going to want to make sure to apply another layer of latex on top to make sure that it is really stuck to your neck before doing the exact same thing right under it to create another gill. You're then going to be repeating this process another 2 times on the right side of your neck, doing the exact same thing. Next, we are taking our Graftobian Pro Paint in Graveyard Gray, and we're just going to be applying a light base all over our face and body. We're going to be going over this again with the more precise color, but this is just so that we have a nice layer of paint all over our face and body to begin with, and then we can go in and add our details. So for the color I chose, I decided to take my Graftobian Pro Paint in Catalina Blue, my Graftobian Pro Paint in Graveyard Gray, and my Marron Paradise paint in black, and I mixed them all together to get a light navy color, and I decided to apply this all over my body, but focusing more on the outer edges of my body so that we can have a nice highlight where our body would normally catch the light. So that's going to be the center of my chest, my nose, my cheekbones, a little bit of my forehead, etc., etc. We're going to be taking a quick break and moving on to eyes. We're going to be taking our Smashbox Photo Finish eyeshadow primer, and we're going to be applying that right over top of our lid before we go into our Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, taking this champagne color and highlighting our brow bone. Next, we're going to be taking this nude color and just applying that into the crease to serve as a little bit of a darker transition shade before we go into this chestnut color. We're going to be applying that into the crease and outer corner of the eye, and you want to make sure to blend this out so you don't have any harsh lines. Then we will be taking this mahogany plum color and just applying that in the same manner and making sure to blend that out as you go before we go in with a little bit of this darker plum violet and mixing that with a little bit of our black, and we're just going to be applying that all over the lid, making sure to really build up that color and bringing it out towards the outer corner as well. We're going for a nice intense smoky eye with this look. And trust me, this is definitely one that you're going to want to blend out. Even though she's scary, she's not that scary. We're going to go ahead and go back into this brown color and apply this to our lower lash line. And we're going to be doing the same thing with our plum in black as well, just applying that on the lower lash line. We're going to be taking our Maybelline Lasting Drama eyeliner in black and just applying that to our waterline to darken that up a bit before we go into our Marron Paradise paint in black and applying that onto a sponge. We're going to be applying that all over the outer corner of our body to really add some more texture and dimension to this Siren. Next, we're going to be taking this black eyeshadow again, and we're going to be using this to contour our face. I'm just going to be using it as I normally would contour and definitely trying to accentuate my temples to make me look a little scarier, if you know what I mean. I will then be taking my NYX Epic Ink liner, and I'm going to be creating a nice sharp winged eyeliner on both of my eyes before we go into this paint. Now this is my Golden Artist Color acrylic paint in the color Interference. Please keep in mind that this is acrylic paint and you should not use this all over your body. However, I do know that I'm using very little on a sponge, and I already have a base of body paint on my body to help protect me from the acrylic paint, but this is definitely not a product that you should get used to using all the time. I'm only using it because it is a very small detail and it creates a nice iridescent look that I currently do not have stocked in body paint. Next, I'm going to be taking my Marron Paradise paint in yellow and also my Marron Paradise paint in white, and I'm going to be using a chip brush to splatter that all over my face and body before repeating the exact same step with my Graftobian Pro paint in Mantis Green and my Marron Paradise paint in teal. I'm just going to be doing the exact same thing to add a little bit more color in here. Next, I will be taking my Marron Paradise paint in black, and I'm going to be accentuating the gills. I'm just going to be applying this in between the areas that we applied the latex to create that nice dark gill that we have worked so hard to achieve before we go ahead and take our NYX white liquid liner and create 3 dots on the edge of our winged liner just to add a little bit of a fun detail. Next, we will be taking our Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit, taking Blue Ice. We're just going to be applying that to the inner corner of our eye. We're also going to be going back into our Lasting Drama eyeliner and using this as a lip liner because I currently do not own any black lip liners. I'm then going to be taking my NYX Liquid Suede in Stone Fox and applying that all over my lips. I'm then going to be going back into my NYX Epic Ink liner, and I'm just going to be creating a few artistic scars on my Siren. This was something I decided to do a little last minute because I'm thinking she's probably been through a lot. She probably has a few scratches on her. I'm going to go ahead and prep my eyelashes by curling them before taking my Tarte Tardiest Lash Paint Mascara and just sweeping that through my eyelashes to prepare them for our false eyelashes. Today I'm going to be using my favorite Sugar Pill eyelashes in the name Plush, and I'm just going to be applying that on top of my lash line. Next, I will be taking my Lemonhead Space Jam in Crystal Tokyo and my other Lemonhead Space Jam in Sea Punk, and we're going to be applying this onto our body using a paintbrush. We're going to be just applying it randomly, and what's great about this is it kind of gives the illusion of scales without actually having to go through all of the work. Next, I'm going to be taking these little studs that I got from Michaels. They kind of have this oil spill design to them, and so I decided that this would be a beautiful detail to add to my siren. So I'm just applying a few randomly all over my face and body, just kind of wherever my heart was like, hey, it's gonna look good here. And I just glued it down using some liquid latex, or if you're in a pinch, you can always use some eyelash glue. We're also going to be taking some of our NYX liquid crystal liner in black, and we're just going to be applying this into the gills. I just thought that the glitter kind of made it look a little bit more interesting as opposed to just having a matte black shadow in the gill. This definitely just made it a little bit more fun, but also a little bit more unique. And last but not least, we're going to be creating our webbed hands. You're going to be taking your latex appliance and some Prosaid, applying it to both the latex appliance and your finger, allowing it to wait until it gets transparent before attaching them, and boom, you've got a webbed hand. Just make sure to cover that up with your body paint, and that is it. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Speaking of seeing more of my videos, please feel free to click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I make an upload. Anyways, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!